Surrounds me. If we hold ourselves together, we'll go far. Created a space. In my head it was empty, but I know that I want to be where you are. I was denied. I had spent those years, did not recognize the person that's inside. We have a purpose, but to take that leap, you must recognize the person that's inside.
Okay, I have no clue. I have no clue where I'm going with this, but I wanted to share something with you. You ready? You ready? It's a great little secret. Let me turn this down. I love you.
You realize how creepy that sounded, right?
Yeah, that was the point?
Alright, so your point was to creep them the f*** out.
Yep. Because I'm a creepy angelic being who's attempting to be a devil.
That's my job?
On with the show!
Oh! Never have a clue where that storyline is ever gonna go. Why is my headset so quiet today? I should turn it up a little bit. Ow! There we go. Much better. I am better. Sorry about the feedback. We are live. It is episode 1543. I finally figured out. I don't know why. But over the last couple days, I've been having problems titling the game. Shadowbringers, for some reason, is flagging. I don't know why. I really don't know why. It's really weird. But like it wasn't flagging at all until like 2 days ago. But now it's like this title may conflict with Twitch's moderation policy. So the only way I can get it to post is if I get rid of the S on bringers and just leave it as Shadowbringer, and then it's like, all right, that's cool. I have no clue. But welcome to the show. We're live. We're here playing Final Fantasy XIV as we continue to push through Shadowbringer. Shadowbringer. Because I can't add the S for some reason. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's weird. So yeah. So let's give the update of where we are in the story. So, the vials were finally created. The last move was made. We went around the area saying our final goodbyes. In the last ditch, an attack was made and a vial was stolen containing the Crystal Aarch's memories and knowledges by Ezimbel, the last remaining Ascian. We went forth and faced him and defeated him, of which then he hoped that we would help him. We also found out that he was at one point the heart of Zodiac. We don't know how he became released from his bindings with Zodiac, but somehow he was released and allowed to be free. And in doing so, we retained the vial that was the Crystal Aarchs, went back. All of the scions were then placed into their vials, and we returned them all home, and now everyone is back. And now this is our first day back with everyone back home from the first, back on the source, and going from there. So there we go. Storyline complete. We did it. What's up, Erica? It's Curl. Curl's eyes light up inside of you. So this is the beginning of patch 5.4. Right now we're definitely going to have this finished before Endwalker comes out. So that's good. Like even if I were to only like play like a couple hours here and there, we'll have this done before Endwalker comes out. We have like 2 weeks until then, so I'm super excited about Endwalker. Ah, so much. All right, here we go. Oh, greetings, Siegfried. Come to look on your friends. Rest assured, everyone is quite well. I have been keeping a close eye on them and have satisfied myself that they are all in fine health. As a matter of fact, they're just about to convey in the Dawn's Respite to discuss how best to use their pent-up energy. Let's join them, shall we? Quest accepted!
Well, my friends, now that we have all settled back into our bodies, it is time we resumed our duties in earnest. Let us speak of our plans.
Ever since the Emperor's death, it's been one unsettling rumor after another. I've a mind to pay a visit to Garlemald to ascertain the truth of the matter.
A prudent endeavor. 'Tis of the essence that we establish the full extent of the threat, not least if it should prove that Xenos doth indeed orchestrate events from the shadows. In light of which possibility, I shall accompany thee on thy mission.
Oh yeah, you two go into the shadows. I don't have to do your voice anymore.
Be assured that thou shalt find me more a help than a hindrance. Thou requirest another to imbue thine ammunition, dost thou not?
Oh shit, he just called him out. He's like, bitch, you need ammo, don't you? Well, guess who can do that? Yeah.
Assuming that's settled, there's something I've been meaning to look into as well.
Oh, what do you want, Alicel? I'll go with you. I'll go with you, Alicel. Where do you want to go? Hey!
Welcome back, everyone.
Lise! We haven't seen her since Stormblood.
Lise!
You're fine now, right? No more headaches or keeling over?
That's right. We're fighting fit and raring to go.
The famous Lise Hext, former scion and hero of the Alamegan resistance.
And who are you?
I don't believe we've met.
Oh, there's a long story behind me involving a raid before you existed, and all the things that happened on the other side.
Really? It's so easy to assume that all Archons are acquainted. But then I suppose your fields of expertise are rather different.
Grahatir, at your service. I have read much and more about your exploits, Commander. It is a pleasure to finally make your acquaintance.
Likewise. The others told me all about you.
Do not be so sure. Words scarcely do justice to the vital role he played in our victory in the first. A more dependable comrade one would be hard-pressed to find.
Aw, look at his ears.
Oh, right.
Hey, what's
I
up,
did
Sim?
glance at the report. But I'd be lying if I said I understood half of it.
I thought you were working tonight, Sim.
Well, that's a lot to take in. Just to be clear, this means we're not heading for another calamity, does it?
Oh, 3 to 11 tomorrow. Got it.
Shorn of their unsundered master's leadership, what Ascians remain shall struggle to see their plans to fruition. And though I would ever advise caution, I believe we may rest easy for a time.
I'll take that as a yes. Even so, I don't know what to make of this business about Hydaelyn and Zodiac being primals.
A difficult truth to bear, yes. But at last we understand the nature of our adversary. And if there are no further calamities, neither will there be rejoinings, meaning Zodiac will never regain his full strength. Even so, as the oldest and mightiest of primals, he remains a force to be feared.
Wait, are we gonna have to finally fight Zodiac and Endwalker? Because that'd be kind of badass.
Though his is a power born of the desire for salvation, we have seen the havoc it may wreak. And it falls to us to ensure that it is never again brought to bear upon this star.
But tell us, Lys, to what do we owe the pleasure of your visit?
What do you mean? Isn't seeing my long-lost comrades reason enough? Alright, there was one other matter.
Oops.
I have a message from the Alliance, and before you ask, yes, it's about the Empire. So, after Emperor Varys' assassination, it seems his cousin Nerva made a bid for the throne.
Okay.
The trouble is, he wasn't the only one with designs on it, and it didn't take long for a civil war to break out. And it's not just in the provinces. Early reports say huge swathes of the Imperial capital have been reduced to rubble. The Alliance will soon convene in Alamigo to decide on a course of action.
Okay.
And we were hoping you'd come along.
Makes sense.
Well, as it happens, Urianger and I were just this moment planning a little trip to Garlemald. And we should be grateful for any advice the Alliance can provide on how best to make the most of our...
To Alamigo, then.
Yep.
Why don't you go on without me? There's something I need to look into.
Tell me you're gonna go see Gabbo. Tell me you're gonna go see Gabbo and fix the goblin.
Oh, forgive me. You were just telling us. What is it, if I may ask?
Tell me that's where you're
I
going.
want to find a way to cure the tempered.
Yes.
Of course. You think it may be possible to adapt the treatment you use to help those corrupted by the Sin Eaters?
I'm sorry, a cure for tempering? But that would change everything. Alizé, consider yourself uninvited. Go and find us this cure.
Fucking bitch! You can't fucking come now! Uninvited.
I'll do my best.
Oh, man.
I was hoping you might join me. Don't worry if not, though. I won't hold it against you if you'd rather attend a stuffy meeting.
I like stuffy meetings. What meeting? Lead on.
I knew you'd say yes.
I'll come too. If you don't mind, that is.
God damn fucking third fucking wheel. I had enough of your fucking shit for the entire game. You know what? You go with them. Third fucking wheel.
Mind? I'm sure they would be glad of your company. Pray, enjoy your time together with your hero.
No. That's not... I mean, I simply thought my knowledge might be of some use.
I love her.
We shall be on our way then. Godspeed.
Yustola is so funny. She's like literally calls everyone out. When I set out to save Halric, I gave Gabu was always at the back of my mind, and having proved that the light corrupted are not lost, I'm convinced that the same might be true for the tempered. Similar to those corrupted by the Sin Eaters, the aether of Gabu's soul has been rendered stagnant, and though the root cause is different, perhaps the solution is the same. It is no meaning an unreasonable hypothesis, Alicel, and it warrants full investigation. If there's even a chance that we can save Gabu, we have to try, but however much I'd like to race over to Limsa and set to work, there's no room for recklessness, not when a child's life is at stake. As I'm sure Beklung would remind us, we still know little and less about the soul. Any number of things could go wrong if we don't exercise due caution, and so before attempting anything, we should learn all possible we can on tempering. And there's just one problem. Research into the condition has long since ground to a halt, and the combined work of many scholars involved doesn't exactly amount to a wealth of knowledge. Not of the modern scholars, perhaps, but there are ancient counterparts. I know the Alleghans took a more than passing interest in the subject. And if we were to seek and found anywhere, it would surely be at the Aerochemical Research Facility. Where they experimented on primals and their worshippers? Yes. Good thinking. I've never actually been there myself, but I did read the reports on Acidalia, which means we'll be needing an airship. An airship, you say? Meet me in the northern bank of Silver Lake. I've got a little surprise for you. Oh, and come prepared to travel. Yeah, we all did the... You did what now? Do. Hello, goodbye. Alright, so where are we going now? Oh, down there. Alright. Summon Dagron. Me. Did you get us another airship? She thinks Pinecone is part dragon? It's possible. I give you Bonza, the Scion's very own airship. I built her as the company project with help from our friends at the Rising Stones and named her for luck and prosperity. Totaro, this is amazing. We'll be able to fly about anywhere we want. Our garments were impressive enough, but to build an entire airship? I see the annals did not exaggerate that many talents the Scion's fabled coin keeper. I'd also introduced myself as your pilot, except the training didn't go quite as well and as I hoped. But that's alright, because we've hired this capable fellow here instead. The Banaza is equipped with a full complement of man cutters, by the way. Feel free to use them to get around as... But enough talk. It's time to fly. All aboard! Honestly, Sid would be jealous of the way that airship flies. Totaro has outdone herself. Anyway, here we are on Azlizla, and Alphanet's report did not do the scale of this place justice. Money. This appears to be the helix, which means we stand in the Alpha Quadrant. To the east lies the Beta Quadrant. Yes, I believe I have my bearings. Though this is my first time on Azla, I do have some familiarity with the place thanks to the records of the Crystal Tower. Unless I'm mistaken, the path leads to the Azurite, beyond which there can be information terminals. I suggest we begin our research there. Do I have flight here? I do. Oh, it's underneath the dome. Of course it's underneath the dome. Hoarding treasures. Like what, socks? Socks? Isn't that what most animals steal? Socks? And here's a terminal. A moment while I search the archives for reference to tempering. Socks, shoes, pretty much the same thing. Ah, there we are. Iconic corruption, an overview. That sounds promising. Oh, wrong voice. Indeed. Let us see what the report has to say. Confounded. The contents appear to have been deleted. What? No. Isn't there something you can do? Not from here, I'm afraid, but it may be that there's another copy of the report exists elsewhere. The question is, where to look? It says here the report was written by someone named Owen. It's likely that he kept a copy. I would say it is a distinct possibility. Assuming he was a researcher here, he will have had his quarters in the Habisphere, where we can ascertain. I can't talk tonight. The details as the Habisphere's control. Let us return to Bonanza and avail ourselves of the manufacturers. We will need them to reach our destination. I forgot. You already have a suitable means of transportation, don't you? No need to waste time accompanying us back to the ship, then. We'll see you at the Habisphere. Yeah, damn right I have my own way. I'm badass. Where are we going? Oh, all the way over here? Is there a teleporter? No. Okay, so you just gotta fly it. Alright. Might as well summon the giant whale. Whale! Whale! God, it's been so long since we've been here. One of these days, we're gonna have to sell off this, and we're gonna make a shitload of money. $500 each, 5,000 per 10. It's 15,000 gold just sitting right there. He says he's sitting on 2.8 million, and I know other people that are sitting on way more than that. If the late Owen did indeed have a chamber here, this node will be able to tell us the exact number. Owen. There were 7,248 Owens. Which Owen are you looking for? There. From what I can recall from the layout, it should be somewhere in the vicinity of... Warning. Oh wait, hold on. Do I have a voice for this? Do I have a voice? No.
There you go. Warning. Evacuation orders are presently in effect. Entry to the hemisphere is not permitted at this time.
Good, I do have a voice for that one. Foiled again. It's all likelihood the order would have been imposed during the 4th Umbral Calamity, and I doubt it will be lifted in the near future.
Energy levels critical. Return to the base for recharging.
Well, surely there must be some other way to gain access. Force, for example. Ere we resort to that, I have an idea. Where we could send a surge of energy through the yonder control mechanisms, it should prompt the system to restart, releasing the locks. As for a suitable energy source, a concentrated lightning shard might suffice. Happily, I seem to recall that there are known to form a point of stagnation in aether throughout the continent. You seem to recall? Are you honestly telling me that was on record too? I am. A report sent to the capital mentioned that the lightning aspected aether was prone to pooling in the continent, resulting in surges that interfered with equipment. A minor detail, I grant you, but in my role as caretaker of the Crystal Tower, there is no such thing as too much Allegheny knowledge. Besides, my study helped me feel connected with the source, to home. I must have explored this facility 1,000 times in my mind, but to finally stand here with you two, 'tis more exhilarating than I can well express. Now then, the lightning shard. If I may, I suggest we split up and search the Beta Quadrant. Oh, and beware of sprites. There are wont to manifest where their aether is stagnant. Now you're just showing off, which makes me think that we should make a contest of this. First return here with the shard wins. What do you say? Very well. It would be my honor to come in third. It would be my honor to come in third. Wow, that's kind of like... You know, I'll accept it. I remember getting flight here was a pain in the ass. You gonna have something for me to fight? Yep. Cool. Socks are overrated anyway. I recommend everyone not to wear socks. Whose voice is this? Bravo. That was quite a show, adventurer. Why the spectacle proved so enthralling that All thoughts of the prize slipped my mind. It appears to have fortified our little race. Congratulations, the lightning shard is yours. Wait, what? No dramatic entrance? You've changed. Huh, you remember that. In my defense, I was caught up in the moment. It isn't even every day that you meet the honest-to-God hero, after all. Yeah, that was when we first arrived. Well, the contest continues, so you had better hurry back. But one last thing. Thank you, Siegfried, for bringing me here. Approving nod. Alright. Get up and spin around. Oh, there's people actually fighting it, huh? Dun 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 dun. It appears that Alicel had no luck, so victory's yours. Congratulations. Now then, may I have the shard? No, because then you're gonna say you got it here first, and then you won. Oh, now that it's in my hands, I have one. What is this that makes so much better at finding things? What do you have that I don't? And that is a question I too have asked myself on numerous occasions. I suspect we could both learn a great deal from Siegfried. And not only about secrets of adventuring, but come, we should attend to our mission. It's called plot armor, Alicel. I have plot armor. Sometimes a little plot armor goes a long way. Excellent. The system responded exactly as intended. We now have access to the Havosphere. Only one obstacle remains, the security system within. Should they be triggered, they could be a life rather difficult for us. In light of which, pray leave the rest to me. If I'm right, my royal blood should allow the venture to be unmolested. Assuming this place works like the Crystal Tower, yes. But if it doesn't, you'll be on your own. I want you to promise us that you'll get out at first sign of trouble. I promise. Wish me luck. And this is where he dies. Hey, the third wheel's gone. Well, nothing for us but to sit tight. Just two red mages just sitting back, hanging out. I'm sure Owen fellow was very learned by elegant corruption. An overview sounds like a stadium thesis. We all had to write one. Lest you wonder, mine was about combat application of Aether. I'm nothing if not practical. Alphonse's was a more philosophical one, of course. Political, dare I say it. He chose to write a lengthy discourse on our nation's duty to the world. A controversial subject, to say the least. He asserted that Sarlian's knowledge should rightfully be used to protect all life on the star, in direct opposition to the country's cherished policy of non-intervention. Being a leader and member of the Forum, our father was not happy. At that time, of course, Alphona was utterly convinced of his views and would cheerfully argue to the death with anyone who was willing to saw things differently. By which I mean, the roads were long. To be fair to him, though, he's since learned to be a little more open-minded, but deep down, he still holds fast to that one belief, and I admire him for it. I should have liked to meet your young Alphinaud. For what it's worth, my thesis concerned the Allegan civilization as depicted in folklore. Oh, you're back. I didn't know you attended the stadium. I didn't. A thesis was required to earn my Archean mark. My peers at the student of Basalidios convinced me to write one on the promise of unfettered access to the Forbidden Tomes. Though I considered it no more than a means to the end at the time, I will admit I was gratified in having my efforts acknowledged. Good gods, an Archean thesis. I shudder to imagine the work involved. But enough about that. Is it the fruit of your Yes, Owen's archive node. He was waiting for me in his chamber. If a copy of his report still survives, it would be stored in this device. Shall we find out?
Suck it, suck it. All people should suck it.
Initializing scanning for registered users. User not found. To proceed as requested, please complete biometric authorization.
Well, that's your job, robot, royalty man.
Verifying. Windows 27 has now booted. Authentication complete. Guests identified as member of the royal family. I am your most humble servant, Your Highness.
It never ceases to amuse me. 'Tis but a pity to the effect will not last forever. Doga and Uni said as much when they granted me this gift. But until such time as it fades, I shall use it gracefully. Search archives for Elekin corruption.
Beep boop, searching. One item found. Allocating corruption. An overview. The report is locked by the author. Please state password.
Suck it? Well, go on then, Your Highness. Tell the nice node the password. Right. Let's see. Glory to Allegan.
You are wrong.
Long live Emperor Xandi.
Nope. Sorry. Try again. Password incorrect. Please try again.
Confound it. Come now, passwords are invariable, short and simple. For instance, password. Tell me
The notion that the password could be something so inane would be laughable were it not dangerously stupid. Furthermore, your conduct in the presence of His Highness is grossly inappropriate. Know your place, handmaiden.
What did he just call me?
Bleep bloop. Password incorrect. Again, be warned that any further inappropriate behavior in the presence of His Highness will not be tolerated.
Alright, that's it. I say we dismantle it. It's manually extracted. We need it. Now. Let's not be too hastily. A single misstep and we risk losing the report altogether. I believe this may be a task for Sid and his colleagues. If anyone can coax the Mchenya into cooperating, it is them. Mchenya. Come, let us bear the node back to the Rising Stones. Dun 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 dun. Money! Money. What do you mean they're battling over the couch? How does one battle over a couch? Pupper Pie is small. I mean, I get it, Erica is small also. But in comparison's sake, Erica is large. I should probably mention that I have yet to meet Sid since waking up. Rambros did send word to the Ironworks, but it appears our friend has been afield in urgent business. Nevertheless, I assure you my proposal to seek his help is no pretext. However, much I might look forward to seeing him again, him and everyone, but come, let us be on our way. Come, Orb.
Orb.
Look at him, all but running. How sweet. Erica keeps trying to take Pie's spot, but Pie keeps taking it back. Erica also just said, Erica's... Still, they wouldn't be to keep him waiting, shall we? Was accepted! Alright, where are we going now? Oh, back here. Oh, this is cheap. Can I help you, phone? Phone's being silly. Dun 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 dun. We guess you're a tank? Tank? Or you left before I could find out? I always get a cook at all the people that are like wearing near nothing and they're like, I'm the tank! Sure you are. Sure you are. Wonderful news, Siegfried. Totaro contacted Sid on our behalf and he is on his way here even as we speak. While we wait, I should like very much to hear what transpired in the Alliance Killing Council. Would you be so kind, Krill? As you know, the meeting was convened to discuss how best to respond to the recent events in Garlemald. According to intelligence from our Doman allies, the War of Succession rages on and the Empire remains without a leader. Amidst the chaos, the Imperial legions in the province have begun to move independently of the motherland. Our greatest concern to us is Illard, a legion aligned with Lord Nervia. It appears to have received substantial financial backing from House Brutus. Brutus? Aren't they the ones who took Yosta and Asian? This bodes well. Xenos' movements, meanwhile, remain shrouded in mystery. We hope that Thancred and will be able to shed some light on the activities when they return. Until such a time as they do, the Allied leaders feel it would be unwise to interfere with the conflict, and so, thanks in part to the Imperial withdrawal from Guilliman, they have decided to turn their attention to the primal problem once more. Working with friendly factions among the beast tribes, they hope to reopen a dialogue with exploring new avenues of peace. Given their timing, I suspect that they wish to put their respective houses in order ahead of the decision clash with the Empire. Whatever their intent, this is not a problem easily solved. The Lomincians, in particular, struggle in their efforts, and Alphanid and Yostola have been called upon to aid them. So long as we're dealing with the Tempered, I'm afraid no amount of dialogue will avail us. But if we could develop a treatment for tempering, then anything is possible. Which is why we must succeed. And on that cheery note, why not make yourselves comfortable in Dawn's Respite? I'll show Sid in as soon as he arrives. Dun 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 dun. Alright, we're going this way. Dawn's Respite. Waiting. 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 Sid. Forgive us for not coming to you sooner, my friend. As you may have heard, we've been having our hands full. In our defense, you are up rather early. I was under the impression you'd be slumbering a while longer. Oh, it would have been had you not fulfilled your promise. I struggle with the idea. From where I stand, the secrets of traversing time and space seem exactly as unfathomable as they ever did. But if an alternate version of myself had already laid the bare work, I dare say that frees me up to concentrate on other endeavors. Speaking of which, you wanted my help with something? What is it? Orb! We need a password, and you're IT. I'm gonna hold for a second. It looks like we just started like dropping hella frames. How long have we been dropping frames for? Hopefully not too long. Huh. How is it marking this as stable? This is far from stable. I really do love my ISP. I love them with the profound hatred of 1,000 suns. Like, if I could choose, I would just castrate the lot of them. Yeah, I wound up calling them earlier today. And of course, as always, when I brought up about how I've been having connection issues again, of course their defense again is, "It's your router!" I'm like, oh god. Are we really going down this route again? Please don't make you guys look like fools again. For the love of all that is holy, please don't make you look like fools. Because I will. I will 100% make you look like fools. Oh, man. Ugh. I'm gonna give it another couple minutes. If it doesn't even out, I might have to kill the stream. Because I don't want to play a storyline game that, like... if, like, everything's all glitched and blurry and shitty. What's funny about it is Twitch Inspector is saying that this is stable somehow. But I can tell you right now on my view screen, it is not stable. So Twitch Inspector is definitely lying right now. You're currently live with no delay. Wonder what it's reading it as. Hold on. Here we go. Been live for 1.1 hours. Our average frame rate has now dropped to 51. Okay, so that's what it is. It's our frame rate is taking a hit. But we're not having any disconnect issues. Alright, I'm gonna finish up this quest. And then depending on what we see is what's gonna happen. Or at least this cutscene. And then if it hasn't evened out, then I'm gonna try and do the rebooty boot, see if that fixes it. It looks fine there. You're not seeing any like juddering or anything of like of me? Because it's not a constant loss. It like dips. Like right now it's dipping right now. Right? And then it goes back down. So we're dipped. Dip, 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 dip. And then it starts going back up. Huh. It's weird. Alright, well, we'll see what happens. Doesn't look good. Oh, alright. So where were we? Oh yeah. Well, a treatment for tempering. And for the next step, you'll need to find the password for the Allegan report. Did you try password? Just so. With ne'er a clue to guide us. We could be here forever and still not guess correctly, and thus we turn to you. Well, I'd love to say that we could help you, so I will. Once suitably configured, a Magitek terminal should take no short work to identifying the password. I knew I could rely on you. Now, anticipating that this might be of use, I took the liberty of borrowing a tombstone of Remboros. It contains an Allegan dictionary. Good thinking. I'll transfer the information to the terminal and set it to work right away. We'll brute force this bitch right now. Looks like it's finished. Let's see. Freedom. The password is freedom. Short and simple, just as I said. Would you care to do the honors, Your Highness? I would, my lady. Note, open the report entitled Iconic Corruption. An overview. Password, freedom. Boop.
Opening report.
This report seeks to provide an overview of the mechanisms by which Elcons corrupt and bind men to their will. The phenomenon we call corruption refers to the altering of the aether of the soul. Said aether ordinarily exists in equilibrium, no one element being more prominent than the other. But when a subject is exposed to the aether of an echelon, that changes. Their soul takes on the properties of the entity in question. By way of an example, exposure of the aether of a fiend, Seraphit, would cause the subject's aether to become aligned to the element of earth. As a consequence, the subject would attain a heightened affinity with the earth aspect of magics, as well as a preternatural levels of endurance. Repeated exposure would further enhance their traits, ultimately altering the subject's very flesh. The changes undergo by the subject are surely attributable to elemental alignment. However, further testing has determined that subjects' souls become umbrally changed or stagnant during the process. This stagnation of the soul has the effect of diluting the sense of self, rendering the subject vulnerable to the will of the Akon, the thought of whom come to consume their entire existence. In this manner, do the corrupt become the worshippers of Akon, and their prayers serve to further empower the entity. Having discerned the mechanism of Akon corruption, my colleagues and I have set out to develop a material capable of shielding one from its effects, an endeavor by which we were successful, albeit at a great cost. In the course of testing, many of my assistants, good men and women at all, fell victim to corruption. In accordance with protocol, they were summarily put to death. Oh shit. I subsequently submitted a proposal to investigate potential cures of corruption, but it was rejected, deemed non-essential by Lord Amon. Though I knew it would be fruitless, I protested the decision, and for my impudence, I had been stripped of rank and title, and would shortly be expelled from the facility. In all likelihood, this report will be expunged from the archives. Nevertheless, I reported to hope one day someone will undertake to do that which I could not, and find a cure for the victims of Ekon corruption. End recording. So, not even the Allegans were able to find a cure, or rather, they were not given a chance to do so. One cannot help but wonder what motivates Lord Amon's decision. More importantly, this confirms that stagnation of the soul is indeed the problem, and Anaglo can remedy that. True, yet, were we simply to reanimate the temperate soul, I fear it would do naught to diminish the individual's fascinating faith. Indeed, it might as well intensify it. Now, we would somehow need to suppress the primal's hold over the subject at the same time, or risk them ever remain its thrall. If there's only one way to make them remember who they were. But of course, memory transference. The process has the effect of compartmentalizing the memories, settling them into manageable bundles, if you will. By adapting the technique, it may be possible to achieve selective reanimation, that is, limit the effects that only those memories that exposed prior to the tempering. Though thus restoring the sense of self, would theoretically drown out the incurrence of false faith which comes to dominate the individual's thoughts. I see. The theory seems sound, and our experience treating the light corrupted would help us identify suitable memories for I don't know why I can't say reanimation tonight. But are you confident that you can adapt memory transfer as required? I seem to recall your attempts to do so while trying to bring us home, culminating in a literal bloodletting. They did, you are right. Despite my best efforts, I could not recreate the mechanism, but I can see that I'm rather clumsy comprised to reach. Whoa. Okay. Maybe I'm having lag too. And I could see that a rather clumsy compromise I reached would not provide the basis for a cure. Then perhaps it's better we consider another approach. Your doubts are understandable, but this time I believe we have a reason to be confident. You see, nodes such as this were built with the ability to simulate magics. Which leads me to believe there may be a capable of performing simulations that transfers technique. If so, we would be able to conduct years' worth of tests within the space of a few days. In theory, it would be no different from how we identified the password. But it'll take more calculation power. A lot more. I honestly couldn't say whether our equipment would be up to the task. Tell me, Sid. Why do you suppose Owen locked the report behind a password? To keep the prying eyes out, of course. Why else? Wait. A password that would have been guessed by anyone with leisure and a dictionary wouldn't keep it from a person minded to look. No, he wanted his report to be seen by those who strive for freedom. Not unlike the members of a certain distinguished engineering collective. I believe their motto was freedom through technology as such. You two, round up as many Magitech terminals as you can and bind them and bring them to the workshop. Right away, Chief. No, Biggs is the big guy. Wedge is the tiny one. Right away, Chief! Sorry. Things are about to get really busy. Luckily, we have your help, huh? And a bunch of airships. Lots of airships. Right. When Garatia and I configure the terminals, I want the rest of you to procure supplies. Namely, ceruleum to fuel the terminals and ice shards to keep them cool. The more we have, the better. Leave the ice shards to me. I'll round up some adventurers to go on to gather a spree. Hey, I did that quest! In that case, I trust Siegfried and Alisael with the Curularum. Here's a promissory note for each of you. We gotta speedrun this shit? We gotta speedrun this shit? First one back? Take them to Sky Steel Manufacturing in Asgard and the Carillion Processing Plant in Thallon. The people there will give you what you need. Yours is a well-known face in the Holy See, I believe. If it's all same to you, I'll head to Thanalan. Thanalanalan. 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 Whee! Dun, dun. Land. Wait. Oh my god, it's in the Mechanist. It's in the Mechanist. Hey, buddy. Welcome back, Master Siegfried. How may I serve you this day? Not guns today. So, you're after Ceruleum. In that case, please present this note to our engineer in the airship landing. He shall be glad to assist you. Doo-doo-doo. You need to go to the pillars. Astronomical. 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 Ceruleum, you've come to the right man. Fair warning, though. The price has shot up in the account of uncertainty with the Empire. So I hope you got the coin. Well now, a promissory note from the Ironworks. Don't see many of these. Not that it's a problem. It's as good as gold to me. Guns. Hey guys.
My friend, after the disappointment of not seeing you in Alamigo, what good fortune to chance upon you here of all places.
What's up, buddy?
As you may have heard, the Allied nations are making a renewed effort to address the primal problem. To that end, have I invited the chieftain of the Vanu to Ishgard, that we might together plot a course.
Hi.
Since the war with the Empire appears to be nearing its conclusion, I would also like to call upon Estinian's lance. Alas, he is, as ever, a difficult man to find. I am informed he recently paid a visit to the Rising Stones. Should he happen to do so again, be sure to pass on my regards, won't you?
Sure.
But tell me, what business brings you to our fair city this day?
Drugs. I need drugs. Lots of drugs. Big drugs, little drugs.
A cure for tempering. You never cease to amaze me. Until now, our only hope has been prevention, our every failure irrevocable. But this would rewrite the rules of engagement. It could end the cycle of bloodshed. Very well. You shall have all the ceruleum we can provide, and an airship with which to transport it.
Thanks, Your Highness. So that mean the Ironworks doesn't have to pay for it?
In this matter, you may count on Ishgard's full support.
That is the most political statement ever. In this matter, you have our full support. Nothing else right now. Just this one matter. Oh, holy shit. You literally brought, like, supercomputers here. Man, this is a nerd's, like, this is the LAN party of all LAN parties. Yo, I'm pretty sure this thing can get Chrysalis up to at least 60 frames a second. Crisis on this shit, man. Man. Whew. Hopefully it can run Crisis.
Oh, who would have thought ceruleum weighed so much? Serves me right for being stubborn, I suppose. I should have just done what you did and accepted help.
Good work, you two. This is all we asked for and more.
What's really funny...
Now that I look at it.
What's really funny is, they actually did a study, based off of Steam stats. And the Steam stats basically say that, according to Steam stats, every computer out there that's attached to Steam can right now play, Crysis. Every single one. I think that's...
Lord Emmerich, eh? And entirely by chance. Ha! Some people have all the luck.
Yep, that's me.
We have also succeeded in configuring the terminals, thanks in no small part to our able assistant.
It's been a while,
Oh
hero.
my god, Nero.
You seem surprised to see me. Lest you misunderstand, I've no interest in such things as cures for tempering. But if you mean to achieve that which eluded even the storied Allagans, it seemed plain that you would require my expertise. And so it proved. Is that not right, Garland?
Ask Jessie. She was the one who hired you. All I know is you're an employee of the Ironworks now, so you'll bloody well earn your keep.
That wasn't the only reason I agreed to cooperate. I'm reliably informed that Garland and I are destined to unravel the secrets of travel, not only across dimensions, but through time. Doubtless the lion's share of the credit lies with me. 9 parts to Garland's 1. And this research will be a stepping stone to that illustrious achievement.
Very well then. I'll do 1/10 of the work. Just the part that's beyond you.
Oh shit.
Whatever you say, Garland.
Right. If everyone's ready, let's begin. All appears to be in order. Now, we just have to wait for it to find us our magic. Why not take this opportunity to put your feet up? This may take a while.
I'm just waiting for one of these cutscenes where it's like, this may take a while. And as he says, it goes, bing! And it's just like, oh. Never mind. It was near instantaneous. That's weird. Jataro's just falling asleep there.
It's overloading.
She won't last much longer!
We'll have to shut it down.
Wait! We're close! So very close!
Oh.
Well, this is going swimmingly.
Please, a moment longer. I beg you. There.
Tell me you have photographic memory. Tell me you memorized the whole screen, boy.
I was able to memorize the magic before it faded. It still needs to be put to the proof, but I believe we have our cure.
Yay! Huzzah.
It's just as well. She'll never run again.
The fault is mine. I'm sorry.
Don't be. It may fall short of dimension hopping, but a cure for tempering is not to be sniffed at. This, my friend, is a world-changing discovery. One we're proud to have had a hand in. A few Magitech terminals are a pittance to pay.
Ah!
Thank you.
Ah!
We've done what we can. The rest is up to you.
Quest completed. More money. Oh, we're getting elegant silver pieces now. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. At long last, we have our cure. In theory, at any rate. We cannot be certain until such a time as we put it to the proof, but I'm quite confident. Well, if we're to test it on someone, then I suggest Gabu. His symptoms are relatively mild. He'll be fine, I'm sure of it. Because I am the optimist of the group. Yes, as long as we exercise due caution, it'll be fine. Without further ado, then, let's make for Limsa. We've kept Gabu waiting long enough. We are finally gonna cure Gabu after 10 years. Holy shit. Well, maybe. Maybe. It's also possible we could just, like, turn him into a freaking primal or some shit. All of a sudden, he just starts randomly stabbing people. Like, no, stop, don't. And he just, like, starts stabbing everyone. Alright, here we go. Hey, Poogie. Well, this is the moment of truth. I'll have the host bring Gabu to us at once. Come on, buddy.
Apologies for the wait.
Come on, buddy.
Gabu, have you been good?
Still no change, I'm afraid. He just stands there in silence until we move him.
It's all right now. We're going to help you get better.
Fancy meeting you here.
Alphino Yushtola! I thought you were attending to primal matters.
We were, and came here for a meeting on the subject. Certain pirate factions did not deign to attend, however, and it was cancelled.
We had resigned ourselves to having wasted a journey when we chanced to espy you. Could it be that there has been progress with the treatment?
We're about to find out.
Using Magitech terminals to formulate the solution. I would never have contemplated such an approach.
So this new magic, adapted from memory transference, would be used to purge the subject of their fanatical faith, while Angelo would be responsible for reanimating the ether of their soul. Yet I wonder at the practicalities. If one were to reanimate the soul first, it would only serve to exacerbate the tempering. Conversely, a stagnant soul would not respond to the effects of the magic. Would both need to be performed simultaneously?
Ah, nothing escapes Master Matoya's inquiring eye. As you say, both must be carried out simultaneously. And thus, I propose to imbue Angelo with the tempering treatment in much the same manner as I did the spirit vessels.
By doing so, we also spare Graha the trouble of casting spell after spell. It's really rather efficient.
Be that as it may, certain difficulties are unavoidable. The imbuing process will still require no small amount of ether. And, as I can no longer draw upon the Crystal Tower's stores of energy, I will be compelled to rely on those of others.
Well, I, for one, would be glad to assist.
As would I. Since the resumption of our duties, it has been naught but stuffy meetings, and I have ample ether to spare.
Excellent. With your permission then, let us begin.
So he's gonna go full Super Saiyan.
Yes, this will do.
Full Super Saiyan now.
And now, it's my turn. Tis done.
No small amount indeed.
Well, we seek to go where even the Allagans did not. It was never like to be easy. The rest is up to you, Alize. The treatment itself will take time and focus, so we will need a quiet room. I'm sure our hosts can spare one. I will go with her. It may be a while before we return, so I would ask for your patience and your faith.
We'll bring Gabu back. You see if we don't.
Twould seem our part is played. Let us find a place to recuperate while we wait for news.
Da, na, This is still one of my favorite songs. Well, this seems as good a spot as any to rest.
For years, Eorzea has labored to find a solution to the primal problem, without success. Any hope that tempering could be reversed faded long ago. I myself had given it up as impossible. Given up on the tempered and the light corrupted alike. They were problems to be tolerated, or else eliminated, I believed. And to think otherwise was pure naivety. Childishness, even. But Alisaie refused to give up. She struggled and she struggled. And her efforts were rewarded with a way to bring back Halric. And now countless others may no longer be beyond salvation. However much we bicker, I have the greatest respect for my sister. Had I half her stubbornness, nay, her unwillingness to accept the status quo, I would be a far better person. A far better scion.
Well, if it's any consolation, she is in awe of your work. Don't tell me, tell her.
I should, I know. Yet, despite my good intent, I have the feeling that I would only succeed in incurring her ire. Alisaie, are you all right?
It drained so far 4 people.
The treatment. Did it work?
Oh, I'm so glad to see you all. Delighted, happy, glad.
Gaboo!
He's back. Aww.
All this time, my mind was filled with thoughts of Great Father Titan. But I never forgot about Mother and Father. Always, they were in my heart. Constantly, ever, always. So I tried to focus on their faces. Theirs and yours. Alisaie's and everyone's. And I found that I could remember. One thing, then another, and another.
Your hopes reached Gaboo. They helped him to hold on.
I'm so proud of you, Gaboo.
Aww.
I couldn't have done it without you, Alisaie. Can you help the others too? Cure them, heal them, help them?
Yes, we can. All of them.
It's gonna take a lot of aether.
Without wishing to dampen the mood, I feel compelled to add certain caveats regarding the viability of the treatment for general use. As you know, reversing the effects of tempering demands a profuse amount of ether. And while Alisaie was able to heal Gaboo alone, I fear the same will not be true for those who exhibit more advanced symptoms. Moreover, the treatment's effects are limited to the soul. It offers no succor to those whose very flesh has been altered through prolonged exposure to a primal's influence. All of which is to say, that we cannot save everyone.
Maybe we can't, or maybe we can. No one gave us a hope of saving Gabu, and yet here we are. We must find a way to treat as many as possible.
Hell yeah, Alicel.
Then the next logical step would be to produce a veritable army of Porkses, would it not? Granted, it seemed a simple enough process in the first, but I suspect it will be different here in the source. Not that I am any authority, of course.
Yet there is an authority on familiars to whom we may grudgingly turn. She's stubborn, haughty, eccentric, irascible, laconic, annoying. And her name is Master Matoya, the real one.
I have to go now, Gabu, but the people here will look after you, all right? And I promise to come and visit you again soon.
All right. Thank you, Alize. Thank you.
That makes me happy. What happened to Gabu in the story arc was so sad. He was trying to help his people, and they were desperate, and they summoned Titan, and in the process he became tempered. And Alicel took him back to Limsa, you know, like to protect him, because she didn't want him to be lost. And like there was always this overarching, like she would come back and visit and stuff like that, part of the story arc, and he would just never change. It would always be the same, always just blank stare. And so like to finally see they finally cured him felt good. I'm happy with that. The is someone literally just running around and doing backflips here? Well, it's not a bot because it's not following the same path. Oh. Goodbye, friend. I don't know where you fell to. Oh, there you are. Goodbye. Goodbye, friend. I don't even know what the heck she's doing. Literally just running around in circles. Da-na-na-na. I'm amused by this. I don't know why. Level 80 ninja. Character's just like, second I targeted her. I don't get it. Whoa. Listen, Crystal Arc. I know we were close. I know you summoned me and stuff. But like, find you a girl who will look at you the way the Crystal Exarch looks at Siegfried. Oh god. Oh, Siegfried. You're such a kind and caring hero. Oh, man. I don't know what's coming over me.